Okay guys, welcome back. Today I want to show you a very simple soap recipe, and it only involves one oil. Now if you watch my previous video about how to use a soap calculator, it can show you how to use one and formulate your own soap. So I have a recipe right here that I did with soapcalc.com. If you haven't watched that video, I'll try to link it somewhere in the description or link or card at the end of this video. But what I have here, and this is olive oil, and the reason why I chose just one oil, typically olive oil is something everyone will have in their home without having to go out and buy additional oils. So I have 8.5 ounces of olive oil here in this container, and I've already pre-measured these just for the sake of time. Okay, and then I have 3.23 ounces of purified or distilled or filtered water. Distilled is, in my opinion, better, but purified is what I had on hand. And here I have 1.09 ounces of sodium hydroxide, okay, or lye. The lye I'm using is sodium hydroxide. This is used for making bar soaps. Now I don't have a heating element because I've had such a small amount of oils. What I'm going to do is just heat the oils up in my microwave. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I have on my gloves, I have on long sleeves, I have on eye protection, and I'm going to put on a mask to help because the chemical reaction between the water and the lye creates fumes. So I want to protect my nose, my lungs from that. So again, we have the water, the lye, okay, and we're going to pour the lye into the water, okay, never the other way around, okay. All right, and what happens is a chemical reaction, and this heats up. So when you're using a container, make sure it's a container that can withstand a bit of temperature, okay. I'm trying to get as much of this out as I can so that we can be as accurate with our recipe. Okay, I'm going to get all those things off the side. Let me switch hands. Okay. Yeah, you want to try to get as much of that as you can out. There's a little bit of humidity in the air, so some of these are a little damp. Alright, so we've got most of that out. Now as you can see, this container, you see the solution at the bottom is kind of cloudy. The lye is clumped up at the bottom, so you want to break that up. The solution is a little cloudy, and it's already emitting the fumes. Now what you want to do is you want to stir this lye mixture until it runs clean, until it's clear, okay. It'll start off cloudy, and you just want to stir and make sure you have all the little sodium hydroxide crystals or balls or whatever you call them, dissolved, okay. This is so easy, guys, and with this one oil you can build upon it to start adding other oils, right? So in this process, it's cold process, right? We're just using the heat from the lye water and the temperature of the oils. That looks clear to me. You guys can see that, see the difference? Even though this container is a little bit frosted or shaded, it has run clear. All right, put that over there, and I'm gonna just see what the temperature is with my thermometer. If you saw the video about the 10 essential soap making equipment, Now the thermometer, I don't know if you guys can see that, it says it's 154, right? So we're going to leave that and let it cool down, and I'll heat the oils up. All right, the oils are heated. The oils are at 110 degrees, 109, 110. The live water is right at 109, 110, 109, 108. So we're going to go ahead and mix this. So what I typically do is pour my live water. You see how the oils are clear in there? I'm going to pour my live water in with the oils. And you can almost immediately see the oils become a little bit opaque, meaning thick. You can't see through that. You see that? Right? Just going to stir it a little bit. And with this, olive oil is one of those oils, they say take quite a bit of time to come to trace. So you want to stir it a lot and make sure you have that trace consistency, which is when you run your spoon or your stick blender through it, the batter is thick. You can see that indentation or that line. It will not go away for a good little bit of time. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and start blending. You can see the color changing there. See how it's starting to come a little bit lighter. And also the mixing also helps heat up this oil. So keep that in mind. If you have a larger batch, when you mix it, it heats up. It can sometimes rise up out of the bowl, especially with if you do hot process. But for the sake of this, we're going to go ahead and mix. We want to make sure we mix it very, very well until we have a thick, creamy consistency, kind of like pudding. And as you can see, guys, it's still very loose and drippy. So we want to blend more. Still a little loose. Although it may seem like we've been blending a long time, I would say we haven't even been blending a minute. So we want to keep blending. This is going to be one of those moments where it takes forever to blend. Alright, the mixing is complete. I don't know if you guys can see in there. See how thick that is? And it's no longer dripping. That is a good indication of a nice trace. Once you become more advanced, you may not want, depending on the oils that you're using, to have such a thick trace. If you start adding colors and trying to do other different things, but that's a more advanced thing. But see how thick that is? See that little mountain? It looks puddingy, like pudding right in there. Can you guys see that? I hope so. So that's pretty much it. And that's with a temperature of 110 for oils and lime mixture. I like to scrape every little bit off. Now again, this is just a basic one oil recipe that you can build upon, right? Everybody has, just about everybody has olive oil. And whatever you have in your home, in your cabinet, the soap calculator has that oil, whether you're using canola oil or whatever the case may be. And this whole process isn't long at all, but for cold process, the longest process is the curing time. Okay, so now that we've got everything mixed up, it's ready to pour. And because it's not a lot of batter, I should be able to get everything in this. I think it's a 1 pound loaf. Should be able to get everything in a 1 pound loaf. So we're just gonna, let me reposition so you guys can see. I'm just gonna pour in there, going back and forth to kind of evenly get it distributed. And if you haven't watched my video, by the time this comes up, the video should already be out. It's about choosing the right soap mold and how to choose a soap mold and what to look for. Okay. And of course, I've wasted some on the side. It's always good to have something under your on your table, because this lye can damage. It's hot, meaning that the lye is still active in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this in here. But as I was saying, the video about the soap molds and how to choose them and what to look for, I think that's a great video for beginners. I'll definitely try to put a card of it in there. So I just want to tap it like that, just to get some air bubbles out, and see how that's has fallen. That can stain that. I had some scissors, so I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this up. If I leave that any longer, it can like stain it or burn it. I don't know, this is some type of vinyl or leather. But anyway, guys, this is it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let this set up or harden. Typically it'll take about 24 hours. And this is pretty much it. And then I'll bring you back for the cut. But again, this is a basic olive oil soap. Should be able to have this in your home. But thank you for watching. And I'll bring you back for the cut. Alright, today we're going to unmold the soap that we made. It's been really about 2 days since we poured it. And as you can see, it's a beautiful creamy white soap. Just beautiful. Just olive oil, your water, and your lye. We're going to use a silicone. And if you haven't watched my previous video about soap molds and how to choose, this is one reason to choose a silicone mold. See how easily that just popped out of there without lining it or anything. So this is what we have here. We have just a tad bit, looks like, of soda ash on the top. You can't see, but that well, I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's harmless. We have a beautiful soap here all around. I don't see any issues with gelling. Now, I have a knife here. This is just a small bar. What I want to do is just go ahead and cut into this soap and let you guys see what the inside looked like. Now, with cold processed soap, even though this, it has solidified as far as making a hard bar, see the inside of that? That is absolutely beautiful. That's a beautiful soap. Gelled all the way through. It's beautiful. It's a perfect soap for the bathroom, shower, anything, any way you want to use it. But it's still a little soft, so that's fine. But it's firm enough for us to cut Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take that excess off. I got to be careful how I cut this. And with cold processed soap, it needs a curing time. So once I cut this soap and set it to the side for about 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer, just depending on the humidity in your home. This soap is so creamy. And after the 4 to 6 weeks, it is ready to use. It's that simple, guys. So by using one oil on this first video or for your first soap, now you can start building on this and you can start using other oils. And I have a video coming for that, how we will build on to this first soap recipe, which is just olive oil, and we'll add other easy to find oils and or butters that you can make your own soap at home. Again, this is cold processed soap. You're looking at 4 to 6 weeks minimum before you can actually use this soap, because it needs time to cure for the lye to go ahead and help complete the saponification process. Okay, it's just that easy. Olive oil, water, lye, mix, pour, and cut. Beautiful. And once you start making soap, there's no turning back. Even now when I go to the store and I'm just looking around, I just look at the soap and I shake my head. I haven't bought soap in probably literally since I started making, maybe 12 years. All right, guys, that is, I mean, you can't beat it. And even out of this one little small 1 pound loaf, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just about 9 1-inch bars, which the ends look like they're a little bit wide, but you can't beat it. If you haven't watched the video about the soap mold and the importance of picking the correct one, go ahead and watch that video. I'll try to link it in the up top for you guys to watch it. Thanks for watching. Until next video.